The day is finally upon us where I believe we can finish the 06 STI. I think we have everything on the table. I've got a lot of the OEM stuff that we have been missing that came in from our guys at Flatiron Tuning. As soon as we get through putting together the Subaru, we can actually get to tuning this thing and actually get it out of the shop, which will be nice, so I can get other things in here. This thing has been more of a problem child than I originally thought it would be. New engine, we had to repair the transmission. Pretty much all of the rear suspension is getting swapped out. We fixed some body things on this. We had to redo the brakes. There's been a lot of crap that has gone on with this poor car, but I think we can finally get this thing done. So over here on the table, I've got everything that I believe that we still need. We've got rear e-brake shoes. I don't even remember what's in this box. Rear e-brake rebuild kit, battery terminals, a couple electrical connectors, new ABS wheel speed sensors because mine I had to cut out due to the amount of rust that was back there. New white line rear control arms, new wheel bearings, radiator cap, new rear backing plates, power steering hose because ours is crusty, new starter, the correct oil fill neck, all of the seals for the rear wheel bearings, new power steering pump, exhaust hanger, another radiator cap. And we've got one more order showing up tomorrow, which should be all the hardware that we need for the rear suspension. So I think we should start off in the engine bay and work our way back once we get the new, oh, and there's a crank position sensor over there. Once we get most of the engine bay stuff done, we can actually just move to the suspension, and then that should honestly like wrap up most of the stuff that we got going on in here. So let's start by getting our engine together. Some of the parts on the car we probably didn't have to replace, but it was one of those things where it's a good idea to replace it, if that makes sense. It was probably going to go out soon enough. There are some other things that I would still like to replace, but I wouldn't say that's an absolute necessity, but probably a good thing to do at some point. Slide our new starter down in here. Get it in its home. This is probably something you don't have to buy that's OEM, but sometimes it's all about just getting perfect length. I need the starter signal switch, but that's still like tucked away up there, so I'm gonna have to come back for that one. Downpipe support bracket we can do though. To be honest, there's not a whole lot of room up in here to get this bracket in with the downpipe on. Really don't want to take downpipe off, but I don't know how to get these in. There's no fucking, there is no room. This is one I actually wanted to show you guys the difference on. Oil fill necks. I thought that they were universal, they're not. But just in where these filler necks end, like that is matching up where they bolt up to. So 02 to 07 one's gonna go in. Obviously this is going to work for our application because the intercooler piping was hitting that one. I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna go either at all. Ow! That fucking head. Let's disconnect the battery. Weld my fucking shit to the battery and fucking jump start my heart. A new power steering pump. I don't know what it is about Subarus and power steering systems, but dude, it's like they are known for leaking after like X amount of mileage. The pumps and the, I need to adjust the little slide piece guy. You can stick a 1/4 inch extension through and then put like a 13 on the other side. Hold it straight and just kind of tap it. And it'll start to push it down the back side, and then when you go to tighten the bolt back down, it'll squeeze it back together. It's just a lot easier to get the pump in and out that way. It's the same way with, the alternator too, I think. So we need to put on the little bracket that goes there, and then the electrical connector, which I think that's still in the box. I'm pretty sure that comes with the pump. So I guess apparently when you buy a new power steering pump, it doesn't come with the electrical connector, which I've always thought that they did. But there isn't one in the box. It's obviously not on the pump. So I guess I'm gonna have to order that. That shouldn't inhibit us from like driving the car, but that's kind of annoying. could have sworn that it came with one. Probably gonna suck a little bit to get this pump in, but we should be able to do it. We have bolt, bolt, bolt. So I'm kind of hoping this thing goes in. I had a feeling the turbo inlet was gonna be like right in the way. As per usual. Once I get the bolts to thread in, it's not bad, but it's just getting all of this to like line up where it needs to. There. After digging around my bin of despair, I finally found enough hardware in there to be able to mount up the alternator, because I don't know what happened to all the alternator hardware that originally came with this car. Now I need to get the bolt in for that guy. I am missing the AC tensioner bracket, so that means can't run the AC right now, but that's not a huge deal. We can at least run the alternator, the power steering pump, which are kind of the ones that we need. Go. Try to do this part without shocking myself, so we need to replace the battery terminals. Unfortunately on Subarus, this portion of the negative is all one piece and crimped on, so I'm gonna cut this, get this bolt out, so that way we can just kind of slide it over a new terminal here and make this all happy hunky-dory. There's a fucking 11, dude. I can put that guy on like that. Look at that. Can at least ensure we have a good connection, because beforehand we most certainly did not. We just about have the engine bay done. So new power steering hose, new power steering pump, new battery terminals over here because the factory ones are falling apart. Like I showed you guys, I just cut off the portion that leaves one hole still on it to be able to install it on a new terminal. So these are both tight, not going to go anywhere. New starter back there, IAT sensor wired in and plugged up. Couple of these coolant lines done. I don't love how this looks, but it does work. We got our Cartboy alternator cover on here, which I actually like that they give you these dress-up bolts. They actually give you a couple different colors. You have the silver, orange, red, and blue, so those are pretty neat. We got all those on there. I am missing the radiator cap for the radiator. I call this my bin of despair because I absolutely hate digging through this thing, but it is so much random, like nuts, bolts, things that you would probably not ever think you would need, but one day I need them and they're in the bin. So I call it my bin of despair because I hate digging through it. Same with this. This is my Subaru bin of despair of other OEM random parts that I have sitting around. This is pretty much done engine bay wise. The only thing we have left to do is put fluids in it. As you guys see, the new oil fill does put this in the correct location there. That engine bay looking pretty good in my opinion. So power steering fluid, I did put that in because I already have some. The coolant, I do have a little bit of coolant, but we are gonna need more. I do need oil for this thing as well. But for now, let's jump over to the rear suspension now that the engine bay stuff is kind of wrapped up. Over the past couple of days, I didn't really film any of this. I did get the wheel hub stripped down. I did wire wheel these and paint them with something called Cast Blast. I rebuilt the rear spindles with ARP extended lugs. We've got new backing plates that are gonna be going on. So let's go do all this. When it comes to doing wheel bearings, they'll press in pretty easy. When you go to press this portion into this portion, you do need to support the back side of the wheel bearing, but you guys will see that when I go to do it. So let's get some wheel bearings replaced, reassembled. I also got new ABS sensors over here. We're gonna press this in as far as we can. Look at you with the big brain.
Don't press it down too hard because that plant will get stuck in your damn.
Oh God, that scared me. That is that's just the limit of that. Slide this in here. Now I have to look up, there's two seals that go in here also. I don't remember which seal goes where. They are different. I like to push snap ring down just to make sure it's all the way in. Snap ring's obviously gonna keep the wheel bearing from coming out. So there's two seals, one with a lip, one without a lip. We can actually go ahead and install those now. I don't remember which one goes where. I'm pretty sure the one with the lip goes in the back, but let me double check. So non-lip seal goes on top. This lippy seal on the back side is gonna bottom out, so you just have to get it all the way down there. But now we've got both of our bearings with new seals ready to go. Come back here and support the back side of our bearing here. Like that. I think I'm gonna have to bring the press down. Now if you don't support the rear bearing on this, the rear bearing will quite literally fall out. And then you have to redo everything you just did. Look at that, the car is on the ground, you guys. We have a car back on the ground, an engine fully assembled. I am so hyped for this. In the back of the car, we have new white line lower control arms or lateral links. I didn't want to spend the money on these, but with the factory ones not coming out and I had to cut one of them out, kind of what we had to do. Cartboy rear end links are in here, brand new wheel bearings, brand new dust hubs, brand new e-brake assemblies. We got the silver Neo Max coilovers back here. Everything looking fresh, a lot better than when we got this car. It will actually, we can actually align the car now too, which will be nice versus just trying to work with the factory bolts that or the eccentric bolts that we have in here. So it'll be a little bit nice. It'll give us a little more freedom to kind of dial in the alignment a little bit better. I am waiting on one ABS wheel speed sensor for back here. I had ordered a batch of 4 on eBay, but they sent me 2 rear lefts, and I was gonna try to make that work for the rear right, but with where the sensor wire comes out, it doesn't fit up in there. It kind of hits the spindle and the knuckle, and it's just gonna get destroyed. So I messaged the eBay seller. He said he'd send us a new one today, so that way it should be here tomorrow or the following day, but we're looking good. Up here in the engine bay, I did go ahead and toss in some engine oil as well as a little bit of coolant. We do need more coolant. I spilt a little bit when I was filling it up, not a big deal, but we at least have fluids going into the engine now. I need to make a ground strap to go from here to the chassis, one on both sides at minimum, so that way we at least have our ground strap. It is the next morning. Through some magic and trickery, I was able to get the car to accept our base tune that we built. So the tune that we made on the live stream is uploaded to the ECU on this car. Now I don't know if the way that I did this is going to be a long-term solution. We may still end up going to a link ECU or something that gives us the ability to easily tune this car. But for right now, in theory, this thing should start up. What are we gonna set our fuel pressure to?
I don't know.
43.5 PSI, off reference. And then since the fuel pressure regulator is a 1-to-1, that means that with every pound of boost, fuel pressure will increase by 1 PSI. Isn't that fancy?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that lovely? Do you love that for us? You know what the coolest part of this is, Miss Melanie? We built this too. We did this with the help of the live stream the other day. Everyone was saying this is the first chat tuned car. Break the jam nut free. You think it's gonna start?
Yes.
Okay. So, would you like to, we got a little bit of smoke going on here. Whoa. We did that.
Good job.
We did that. Would you like to go to the auto parts store with me to go get some coolant?
Yes.
We just built we just built an entire car and then built a tune and it started.
Whoa.
Is that not insanity?
Yeah.
I think the smoke that we saw was just like new exhaust smoke because everything, I don't see any leaks. Freaking started! Look at us, Mel. Remember we started in the garage at the old house not knowing how to do any of this, and now we just did this and we built a tune to get it started.
Good job.
That's pretty freaking fancy if you ask me. But just to get this running right now, dude, I'm so excited. Fuel pressure's kind of high too. So that might change once this comes out of the set. But dude, oh my God. I only got like 15 AFR right now. I can't make any changes to it, but you know, at least get the cooling system burped. I could bump up fuel pressure and just do that, but I think I'm gonna take a log. This is insanity to me. It may not seem like a big achievement to some of you guys, but Like, Grant, we can build these all day. That's not like, oh my God, I built a Subaru and it works. It's like, we built this, and then this is a royal we, because some of you guys helped me in that live stream. We built a tune for this. And it's running on the tune we built. It's running a little bit lean at 15 AFR right now from what I'm seeing. About, now it's right around 16, 15.8. So as it warms up, it is getting a little bit leaner. I can't do anything about that right this second, but I am getting a data log of it, so that way we can take that log back of just the idle to hopefully try and get this idle dialed in a little bit better. But this is insane. We did this. I'm gonna get the cooling system burped, and then we'll come back around to this. I am big hyped. The 06 STI lives again. It's not running perfect. I'm very, very limited to what I can do with this V2. This is like old 10 to, actually it's older than 10 years. It's like 15, it's not that old. Probably like 12-year-old software. It's old, it's very limiting, and I really can't do much, so I'll probably be looking down the path of a Link ECU, but at least we know the car runs. We were able to get it started. We have the cooling system at least burped on the engine. So very basic things, but it runs. And it's so cool. So I can't drive the car. I can't even move the car right now because we still have, after doing all of that rear suspension work, we still have an issue where the rear rotor is hitting the dust shield. So after we have replaced everything, so we know it is not the backing plate anymore or anything else. It's 100% the DBA rotors. We are getting a different set of rotors in for this, so hopefully those show up relatively soon, because I can't push the car out. I can't drive the car out. I tried putting the car in first gear on the lift and it wanted to die because the rear brake rotors were dragging and it was putting resistance on the drivetrain. So that's all right. We still have to bleed the brakes on this. I'm waiting on new bleeder valves to come, like I mentioned earlier, but dude, we have rebuilt our 06 STI and we have got this thing started and running. So I'm big excited for that. But with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you're hyped with the 06 STI series, and now that we're wrapping it up, we can actually start getting this thing somewhat sorted and hopefully driving, go ahead and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. Maybe we'll dabble on open source too. I don't quite know yet. If so, I need to get a Tatrix cable. With that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you liked the video, if you're hyped with the 06 STI, go ahead and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, and whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be able to put it in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet, but with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.